and the Americans are practicing. You have with respect to the international reserves of Russia, you have in effect three stages. The first one, which is also illegal, was to freeze, not to allow Russia to draw on these resources. The second stage is to confiscate the proceeds, the interest on these frozen assets. And the third stage would be outright seizure, outright confiscation. What does this do? It in fact consolidates the view in the global south, in the world as a whole, that euro is not trustworthy, that European financial system is not to be trusted, that Europe is not to be trusted, like the United States, you see. They expected perhaps the Europeans to be more hesitant than the Americans, but in fact, Europeans followed suit and confiscated and froze initially the Russian assets. So these countries, I mean, U.S., Europe, you know that, we all know that they're built on the respect for property. That's the cornerstone of the legal systems of these countries. Well, you see, if you look at the political structure and legal structure of the West, the fundamental tenet is the respect for property rights. Now, what they're doing with Russia, with Venezuela, with Iran, with other countries is simply disrespecting the property rights of these countries. In the case of Russia, they initially froze. That's already illegal. Now they appreciate the proceeds. You mentioned the explanation that Macron gave. This is quite serious. It's quite serious to see the president of a country as important as France speaking openly about why it's all right to seize the proceeds of the frozen assets of Russia. That's a step further. What does this mean? It means that the president of a country is speaking openly the language of pirates. If you combine that with Trump's language, for example, against Venezuela, what does he say? Initially, it's because of narco traffics. Now it's the oil they have there is ours. They stole it from us, so we're getting it back. Ships are intercepted, are seized, confiscated, and the cargo is appropriated by the United States. Despite the disagreements between Europe and the United States, they're united in one common thing. They behave like pirates. They seize the assets of countries. You know, what Trump did in Venezuela so far is already a scandal. He first argued that he was struggling against narco traffics, which was clearly a pretext. Now he openly says he wants Venezuela's oil and says that Venezuela's oil belongs to the United States because they were stolen from the United States somehow. So what's going on in the West, in the political West? A sharp decline in the quality of leadership,